What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be working on a PSP 2000. I'm going to be doing a shell swap, and it's my first time doing a PSP shell swap. I've done a couple of GBA SP shell swaps, I've done a GBA shell swap, a DSi shell swap, and then a 3DS screen repair. So this isn't my first time working on handheld electronics like this, but it is my first time working on the PSP. Additionally, the PSP has a ton of ribbon cables that I have to remove, and the connectors are pretty fragile, so I've been a little anxious about doing that. However, it should be a little bit easier, I think, than the GBA SP and the 3DS and DSi, particularly because there's not the hinge ribbon cable to deal with. This is the PSP that I'm going to be working on. It's a PSP 2000. It works perfectly fine. It just has a lot of cosmetic damage, like right here. There's another scratch right there that you can't really see on the camera very well, and then you can see all the scratches around the ring. It also has a aftermarket battery replacement because the battery door is a little bit damaged as well. So anyways, I've been wanting to shell swap this and make this look a little better. I've just been hesitant to do it because I've never done it before, and I'm very afraid of breaking a perfectly good PSP. That's part of why I selected this one, is because not only is there a little bit of cosmetic damage already, it's also, I got it for 40 bucks from eBay from Japan, so this isn't the worst. If it breaks, I have other PSPs and I'm not out too bad. However, I do hope that I'm able to do this successfully. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the actual disassembly. So starting off here, the first thing that I have to do is remove these 4 screws, or not 4 screws. Is it 4 screws? I'm about to find out. Screws here, screws on the top right here, which actually I think that those are not Phillips screws. Actually, these are hex screw or Allen key, whatever you want to call it. And then this one also is Phillips right here. So that's really odd. I did see that could be a thing, but I hadn't seen that before. Okay, well, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and actually start unscrewing here. Screw 2. Screw here. Dang, this is actually annoying. I just posted the raw uncut footage. Raw uncut, that sounds crazy. See, this is exactly what I mean. This is why I have to edit my shit. I can't be saying raw and uncut on YouTube. There we go. I got it. Nope. I have a right size one. There we go. Dang, I'm gonna have such a fun time trying to edit this, man. My goal is to avoid doing a voiceover, because I don't know how to do that. So that's the goal here, is if I can make it without doing a voiceover. There we go. Well, the front part is coming off already. That's huge. Okay. The easy part's out of the way. Cool. What do I do next? Dude, my cat is scaring me. She's gonna knock all of these screws down. She has a habit of doing that. Okay, so supposedly there's some snaps right here. I'm supposed to be able to just kind of like unclick for the screen. I'm gonna keep it real. This is not going easy here. Okay, so I got the screen unclipped. Whatever this was attached to, this ribbon cable just kind of like slid right out. And I don't think it was supposed to do that. I think that it's supposed to be attached right here, which makes me a little worried that this might not be the most solid connection here. I think. I have no clue if this is what it came out of. I'm pretty sure it came out of that connector right there. So hopefully I didn't already completely screw myself, but we're about to find out. Okay, so we gotta be pretty gentle here. Removing these. Oh, that looks right up. That's good. Oh, okay. That one's off, and then I should just be able to pull this out right here. Yep, there we go. Screen is out. I'm worried about this connector because this should not have slid right out the way it did. So that's not good. Screen's out. I'm gonna put all my screws here actually, so I don't lose them. Dang, this is gonna be a beast to try and edit. I can't even lie. I'm gonna leave in a lot of this, I think, actually, because I am not a YouTuber by trade, and I don't know how to edit really videos very well. So you're just gonna get a lot of me yapping. Hopefully you guys enjoy that content style, because that's what it's been up until this point. It's just been me kind of talking at a camera. So that's what's gonna happen right now, and that's what's gonna keep happening, regardless of. I guess if my production quality goes up, I think that's still gonna be my trademark, is just kind of yapping at the camera here. Alright, let's see, what's next? Okay, so next I had to wiggle out this LCD bracket from like right here. And I'm not gonna lie, it did not want to come out for a second there, and I thought I broke something, but I was wrong. It just kind of wiggles out. Oh, I have to get back in like that. Yeah, there you go. So you just wiggle it out. The video I watched, the guy just removed it so cleanly. I was like, oh wait, am I doing something wrong? So I guess, like I said, this isn't a tutorial, but if you're like me and you've never done this before, make sure to wiggle it out, and that way it'll come out. Alright, next, back to something easy. We just unscrew the shoulder buttons and take them out. Light work. Okay, the right side. I'm gonna keep these buttons. I didn't show you the shell yet, actually, that I'm going to be changing into. It's going to be a brown shell. As you can see here, brown buttons and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep the some of the clear / white from this shell, because I think that's gonna be kind of a nice contrast, that like clear, white, and brown, kind of like a football, I guess. But I mean, I don't really play football or anything like that, but I think I can see that color combo being pretty aesthetic. Okay, so there's the shoulder buttons out. And then what's next? Oh, that's not my strong suit at all. Okay, so it's this membrane right here. I don't like this, actually. I don't like this at all. Oh wait, that's not that bad. Yeah, once you get a little bit of leverage underneath it, it's not too bad. It's just a little sticky because obviously it hasn't been moved in like, what, 20 years? I don't know how old the PSP is. I think it's almost as old as I am, right? I have no clue. Dang, this is actually a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, there's no hinge or anything like that. This is going to be light work compared to what I'm used to, but there's just so many components here, and this thing is pretty complex. I mean, like, worried. It was making this like squishy noise, like I was breaking something, but it was literally just stuck. It was just sticky, so that wasn't too bad. Okay, let's do it again. There we go. It's like, oh, please tell me I didn't tear it. I don't think so. That was a little bit more force than I wanted. You know what? We're just gonna rock with it. Hopefully it's fine. Oh man. The good news is that after I've done the full shell swap, it's gonna be easier to do minor like piece replacements here and there. If I wanted to, I could just put the front shell on, but there's damage to the back part, which is why I'm doing this full shell replacement in the first place. I could always just replace the trim pieces actually too, now that I think about it. I already committed to the full shell replacement, so we're gonna do it. Alright, what's next? Alright, we're gonna remove this little section right here that I definitely know what it does. I don't know what oh, this is the power, isn't it? This is the power switch it looks like. Okay. Also, you're supposed to hang on to all of your screws. The good news is that most of these screws are kind of the same size, so it won't be too bad if I mix up a couple of them, but you're supposed to hold on to all of your screws, because apparently the screws that come in the replacement kits aren't as good. So I'm going to do my best to preserve all the screws here. Oh, I removed this little wooden right here. Okay. Ooh! Ah! That was a little bit more force than I wanted there, too. But this feels like a pretty hardy ribbon cable. Normally they're pretty fragile, so that came out pretty easy. Oh, and then I need to unsnip this thingy right here. Okay. Wow, I feel like I'm gonna break something. This guy just did it with this little plastic piece. Okay, I need to just get it out, I guess. Oh, I got it. Oh, that was really scary. I definitely broke a little bit of this plastic here. That's not good. Yeah, there's a little chip right here. Another one right there. Oh, is that metal? Oh no, what did I take off? Uh-oh. Oh my god, I'm gonna hope whatever piece this is still works. This is the charging port. Oh no! Oh, it might not charge anymore. That's fine, actually. This is just the charging port. I'll just charge the batteries in other PSPs. Besides, If I can just buy another charging port and plug it back in. Okay, like, that shouldn't be too bad. Oh no, that's definitely not supposed to slide out either. Dang it, dude. That's fine. A new charging port probably like $3. I hope. Besides, we don't know that it's broken anyways. Famous last words, right? Hopefully not broken. When I say not broken, I mean it's definitely, I definitely broke some of the plastic, but hopefully it still functions. Because I don't care if the component's like a little damaged as long as it actually still works. Okay. How do I do that? Dang, dude, that guy made it look so easy too. Like there we go. That's the thing about watching like people who actually know what they're doing. Every time I watch one of those videos, it's like, wow, this looks super easy. And like, then it's like, I'm actually doing it. I'm like, oh my God, dude. You made that look way, way easier than it actually is. I know how easy it is to destroy a ribbon cable. So when I watch this guy just wiggle it out with confidence, there we go. Like that, I'm like, wow. God, I hate rhythm. Can I stop saying rhythm? I hate ribbon cables so much, man. Click, he unclicked this thing. I think this is the Wi-Fi adapter. Just guessing from the connector. This is the, what's it called? The stick. Okay. Oh God, what did I just do? There we go. Okay, cool. Does this pop out now? I think it does. Awesome. Oh, the door is attached. The memory card door is attached there too. Oh, but I can change that. I can just replace the memory card door color. Okay, cool. This hasn't been too bad. There hasn't been something where, like, aside from the charging port, where I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I just broke that. The other membrane right here, the one that I thought I broke, is actually supposed to look the way it looks, so I'm fine. This is disconnected already, and the motherboard just kind of comes out. Wow, that actually makes this a lot less scary now that the motherboard's out. Let me move that here. Oh shoot. Okay, well, bracket just fell out. I mean, it had to come out anyways, right? I hope. UMD door ends up not working. Like, my UMD reader doesn't work, which I think is where the most like the scariest part of this is. That doesn't really matter because this is modded anyways, and I don't really care if it actually ends up running UMDs, because there's no reason to use UMDs on a PSP. Really, they kind of suck. They're slower than just running it off of the a flash card, or not flash card, a memory card. There's really just no reason to do that. I'm definitely gonna screw up getting the UMD out and getting it back in, because that's a very common issue. But whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It won't hurt the main function of the PSP, which is to play games. Like, I feel like I know I haven't destroyed anything, but every time that I do one of these, I'm always like super, super anxious about it, because there's always a chance you just break this and then you're just out money. Like, I have quite a few consoles I've broken. I have an original DS that I broke. I have a DS Lite that I broke. I have a PSP that I bought broken and then broke worse. Dang, this is just really just unsticks. That just feels wrong. Okay. It's out. Use the pliers and peel this part off too. Don't want to damage this ribbon cable, but I don't know what to do to get it out. She's gonna knock over all the screws again. She just wants to be part of whatever I'm doing. Oh my god. This is just so scary. This just does not feel right what I'm doing. I'm definitely scraping something off of it too. Okay, just realized that I forgot to record a little bit. I don't know where I stopped recording, but I removed the UMD door. That was not that hard. And now I'm removing the actual UMD reader, which I'm very anxious about doing because this is supposedly a very big point of failure. Okay, supposedly it just kind of like pops out here. No, don't pull back in. There you go. It's out! Cool, I think that's most of the teardown here, right? I just need to remove the actual door hinge, and then I think I'm just gonna start reassembling it again. Wow, nothing like explicitly broke here. Yeah, now we're just back to reassembly. That is awesome. Okay. Huge. The actual shell. Oh, I didn't even realize it had a little pattern on the back. I wasn't paying attention. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. So the plan is to keep the gray and whatnot from the original here, and then just move over. I might use the brown buttons. We'll see. Those are easy to change later if I feel like it, anyways. So I'm not really too worried about that. All right, let's go ahead and the door's already on. That's cool. Why is this already snapped in? How does this come out? It'd be awesome if I broke it right now. There we go. Okay. Cool. All right. Is this spray painted? Is that spray paint on the inside? Wow. Great manufacturing tolerances here. What did she just take? My cat just took something. Okay, it wasn't anything major. All right. Now we just go for reassembly, right? Oh no, I need to pop in the bracket. Right? No. Hold on. Oh wait. I need to pop the UMD door in first, or the UMD drive in first. Oh my gosh, I almost screwed myself again. Okay. Okay, so I've screwed the UMD slot back in. Now I can actually put the door on. The plastic is definitely a lower quality plastic than the originals, but that's just kind of what you get when you buy a replacement shell for any console. Okay, so I managed to get in the door here, and the screw, or not the screw, the spring. The spring was a pain. I just stopped recording because there was no way I was gonna be able to get it done on camera. But this door the spring's kind of lame. I tried the new spring and I tried the old spring. It's just, I don't know what it is. Something about the door doesn't spring the way it's supposed to, but whatever. That's fine. I'll get it could be worse. This was a $20 shell, but all right, what's next? I think we're just gonna keep going through on the reassembly here. Okay, we're starting to actually kind of get into the reassembly here. I screwed up and messed with that UMD door multiple times. So it's taken a lot longer than it should have, but this is pretty quick if you kind of know what you're doing, which I don't. So now we're literally just going to start putting everything back in reverse, and I actually don't think it's going to take as long as it took to take it apart, so I'll cut back after a little bit of reassembly here. Earlier, I said I hate ribbon cables, and you're seeing exactly why, because I have to reconnect all of these, and it's just as scary. Actually, no, it's not. It's scarier than taking them out, because there's a chance of me just full-on breaking the connector when I try to open it up and connect everything. And then the moment I tried to lock it, it just slid right out. It just sucks. These just suck. There's got to be a better way of handling electronics and having these like kind of wraparound cables and ribbon cables. I mean, there probably isn't. I don't know. I'm not an electrician, or I don't make electronics. I'm hobbyist. I did it again. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't stand it. All right, let's put the charging port back in. That I definitely, hopefully, didn't break earlier. Surely it works. Am I putting it in backwards? No, I'm pretty sure I'm putting it in the right way. There's a little notch up here where it's supposed to line up. Right there. There we go. Cool. The good news is, so far, everything's fit in this case the right way. Sometimes you have to make some adjustments because things don't fit the way they're supposed to, but I haven't had to do that. That's not true, actually. There's the spring retention thing for the UMD door. I did have to push out a little bit of plastic that remained there from the production process. But otherwise than that, it was fine. See, look, it went in so much easier than it did like coming out. I don't know. I have hope that it still works and didn't break, but we'll find out. Okay, so that's most of the reassembly done. I just need to put back in the screen and the front button row and all that. So hopefully, hopefully nothing broke. We're about to find out. Okay, so the good news is it turns on. I was really afraid it wouldn't. The bad news is I don't think that the UMD drive reads. It's trying. I put a UMD in there right now. I put Monster Hunter in there, and I hear it spinning. It's definitely trying. I just don't think that it can read it, which is perfectly fine because I have this modded anyways. But I am ecstatic that this actually worked. I would put the battery back, the cover back on, but I have the wrong size battery on this for the PSP 1001. It does read. Okay, I have to kind of hold the door shut. I think that's the problem. Yeah, this door doesn't want to stay closed. That's understandable. Okay, well, technically it's fully functional. The problems with it aren't my fault. The problem is with this shell, which I'm gonna, at the end of this video, I guess, I'm gonna give you a full rundown on the shell and what I would do differently. First of all, I think I would buy a more expensive shell because I had a lot of problems with the shell in the end. The fitment is kind of horrible. It doesn't look that bad on camera, but it was really bad. I just need to figure out the shell door. Oh, the other problem is my screw strip, so I can't even take this thing apart to fix the door. That's really unfortunate. But anyways, that's it for the assembly part of the video. I'm gonna test this thing out for a little while, and then we'll see my thoughts on the shell and on this process in general. Oh my god, I can't believe it works. So right here we have the finished product, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Actually, I love the color that I picked. I'm glad that I kept the original buttons, so I have that like contrast going on here. I'm glad it all works. Everything works. Buttons work. Memory stick works. I was able to play games. It reads UMDs. However, there's a lot of like minute things that are kind of not ideal with it. Some of them were my fault, and some of them are actually a problem with the shell. So the one that's my fault, I'll go with that one first, is the charging port. I have to kind of like push it in really hard and then leave it for it to charge, otherwise it falls out and then doesn't charge, and that's definitely my fault because I did damage the charging port when I was tearing down the console initially. So whatever, that's on me. But then the rest of the problems are kind of just with the shell. The first one's with the power switch. Initially, when I like put it together, I thought it didn't work, and that's because the power switch, the external power switch, isn't perfectly like meshed with the internal power switch. So I kind of have to like squeeze the shell a little bit to turn it off and on. And that's kind of just the big thing with the shell in general, is that the fitment's horrible. Like I don't know if you can even see it. There's a little gap there, and there's kind of gaps that are just kind of all over the place on here. And there's really nothing I could do about them unless I was a little bit more dedicated and a little bit more experienced. And then I could sand stuff down and take flush cutters and clip stuff until it worked. But I am not that dedicated and I'm not that experienced, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. So that is one of the issues, right? Like I said, the power button, I have to kind of squeeze it to make it turn on. It's a little annoying. And then the other problem is with the UMD door. So they should have had this bracket in here already pre-installed for me, and they didn't. So I had to move it over from the other one. And I think I did a decent job. It works fine. It closes, everything like that. The UMD reader surprisingly works. I thought I was going to break it. The issue is that when I put a UMD in here and I close it, it doesn't close perfectly for whatever reason. Like, it'll bounce out a little bit unless I hold it with my hands. So if I want to play a UMD, I'm going to have to like put pressure on here. Otherwise, it'll bounce up and then stop the UMD from reading. Really weird. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't matter because I'm not really going to use UMDs on this console anyways. But I'm kind of annoyed by that. Oh, the other problem with the UMD, actually, I was going to say. So on this side, the UMD door is perfectly painted, right? Except for like a little sliver at the bottom where they just missed. But on this side, they just didn't paint it. It's painted at the top there, and the rest of it's just white. Let me turn back around for reference. I don't know why they did that. That's just really cheap, and it kind of just hurts the quality of the shell in general. It makes it look a lot less official, a lot less professional. I don't know why they did that, and I'm kind of annoyed. Other than that, there was another problem actually too. So this front plastic is not what came with the shell. The front plastic, I had to take it off of the original shell and replace it, because the one that they put on here had all sorts of like smudges and stuff that were unremovable. I was hitting it with isopropyl alcohol with all sorts of cleaners or whatever, and I just could not get them off. And I don't know why they did that. Why couldn't you just like look at it as it was going out of the factory? Really bad quality control, which I guess that's just what you expect, right, when you're buying a cheap shell like this. So if I had to do this again, I would definitely buy a more expensive shell, probably one of those clear shells that everyone's been using. But it was a success, so I can say that anyone can do this, right? I mean, to be fair, I have some experience modding consoles, but I've never modded a PSP. This is my first time doing it. and I didn't break anything, and it worked perfect. It was a pretty straightforward process. It took me like 2.5 hours, but that's because I fat fingered a lot of things when I was trying to get stuff in, and also because I didn't know what I was doing. But if you had a little bit more experience with electronics, it probably would only take you like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So I can definitely recommend it. It was a lot of fun. If you have a PSP laying around that has a beat up shell and you want to make it look a little bit better, go ahead and go for it. So with that, that's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys like the content style of just kind of me talking to a camera. Like, it's like we're having a convo, right? If you have any experiences with modding PSPs, or if there's something I did wrong, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.